All right, for the first one, literally just like the Quizlet game we just played, all you are doing is matching these up. So you just want to put the letters in order. So see how the first letter is C? Okay, C has one little tick mark on it. What does that match with in the other triangle? Which letter? U. Perfect. A is the letter in the middle. A has three little tick marks on it. So which one does that match up with? Bless you. V. So U, V. And then after you do the first two letters, there's only one other letter. So the last one is T. Okay. A triangle only has three sides. So, once you do the first two letters, the third one's just going to be what it is. All right. Slides down to question 2. We're just going to do the same thing. A is the first letter. That matches with what? V. Perfect. Make the V very pointy because there's also a U and you want to be able to, tell the difference. All right, B is the middle letter that has two little tick marks. So that matches with T. And when I say matches, I mean corresponds. That's like the official vocabulary word for that. So VT, the only other letter is U. Cool. All right, question 3. So as a heads up, 3, 4, and 5 are the exact same kind of question. We're going to just do question 3. We'll skip 4 and 5. They're all the exact same, and we don't need to do the same thing over and over again. All right. We're going to write out all the congruent statements for the angles and the sides. So let's do our angles first. And this is more about just like using the correct notation than anything else, like knowing what all the symbols mean. So let's start with angle R. We're going to have angle R is congruent. Again, your congruent symbol is an equals with a little squiggly over it. And then what does R match up with? S, angle S. So it's about using your angle symbol and your congruent symbol. Let's just match up the other ones. It's just going to be a little bit of writing, but it's not hard. What's the next one? Angle T. Is that better? Moved it up? Or do you need me to shut the window? Is it like a glare? Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Do you mind shutting that? Sorry, I'm trying to hold on to the paper so I don't drop it. All right, angle T is congruent to which one? Yeah, angle V. Make the V really pointy because there's also a U and you want to be able to tell the difference. Oh, there. Is that a lot better? Okay, cool. All right, and then the last one, angle W is congruent to angle U. And then we're going to do the exact same thing with the sides. Okay, so let's do the first side. RT is congruent to perfect SV. And again, it's just about understanding the notation and the symbols and what all of that means. So that if you see those symbols, you understand what's going on. All right, so RT is the first two letters. SV is the first two letters. All right, so next one would be TW is congruent to UV or VU. Again, that's what makes sides a little harder than angles is the letters could be in whatever order and you have to know it means the same thing, right? And then what would the last one be? RW, the first and the last letter. RW is congruent to SU or US. Again, I'm not going to make you do question 4 or 5. Those are literally the exact same thing. I think we wrote it out once. We're good. Or do you feel like you're okay? You can match letters together? Yeah. Okay, cool. So let's go straight to number 6, right over here. It says solve for X. There's more information than we need in this problem, okay? First thing we have to do is find something with an X in it. So I'm going to look right here. Do you see this 4X plus 15? Now, if we want to find X, you have to find a statement with an X in it. So I'm going to look at that one. And that is side what? How would we call that? DE or ED, whatever, okay? Go back to your congruence statement, which is right here. We want to match up DE with what? What does DE go with? S, perfect. So look at the other triangle and find SR or RS, which is how much? It's perfect. We found the two that correspond. So what are we going to do with those to set up a problem? Yep, 4x plus 15 equals 59. That's not that hard to solve, so we're going to do that one by hand. You all passed algebra 1. What would we do next? Yep. Subtract 15. That's going to give us 4x equals 44. I'll just be your calculator. I'll type something in if we need to. And your last step, yeah. Do you know 44 divided by 4? It's 11. Good job. All they asked for was X, so we're done. But be careful. Sometimes they might ask you to take that 11 and plug it back in and find something else. So just make sure you read the directions. Just you that have your heads down. I'm going to give you a classwork that's on this. The way you know how to do the classwork is by listening to me here, okay? Now this is actually the exact same problem, but this time it says solve for y. Okay, reading is important. So find a statement that has a y in it. Right here, do you see this? Now this is a little tricky. Do you see the arrow? Where is it pointing? Yeah, the inside. So that's angle S. Go to your congruence statement. You can't trust the picture. You have to go to this congruence statement. Find S. It's the letter in the middle, so it matches up with D. So find D in the other triangle, and that's worth how much? 82 degrees. Perfect. And that's another thing. You can look for the little degree symbol, and that's how you know it's an angle, not a side. All right, so again, the problem we're going to set up will be 13y minus 22. And then what will we put? Yep. Equals 82. Beautiful. Again, that's not that hard, so we'll just work it out by hand. If it gets really long, I'll type it in the calculator, use a little calculator trick, but that's not that hard, right? We're going to add 22. That'll give us 13y equals 104. And then your last step is divide 13. I don't know 104 divided by 13 in my head, so I'm going to just type that in real quick, and I got 8. Oh, are we done, or did they ask us to do something else? Yeah, we're done. It just said find y, so we're finished. But always check that. If it's multiple choice, I can pretty much guarantee one of the wrong answers is going to be 8, like if you forgot to plug it back in. Okay? Looking at the next one, there's not too much you can do with this because there's only 2 things labeled. So what do you think probably, just use your common sense, are we going to do with these? Well, we're going to set them equal to each other. But if you want to use your congruent statement, let's just check. This is angle O. Do you see that? Do you see how O is the one in the middle here? Okay. And then the other one is M. Do you see how M is the one in the middle here? Anyway, they correspond, so we're going to set them equal. 3W minus 14 equals 16 plus W. Those were the only 2 things labeled in the triangles, so there's not really a whole lot you can do besides just, set them equal to each other. You don't really have a lot of options there, okay? So what would you do first to start solving this? This is a little harder because you have W on both sides. Yeah, good. So we're going to subtract W. It's really 1W. So what would that give you? 3W minus 1W, 2W minus 14 equals 16. We're just reviewing our algebra 1 skills here. All right, then what? We got 2 more steps here. Plus 14. That is going to give us 2W equals 30. And then your last step is divide by 2. Does anyone know 30 divided by 2? It's 15. Is that what they asked for, W? Are we done? Or do you have to plug that back in and find something else? Yep, we're done. Just said solve for W, so we're finished. But you always want to check, okay? These last few, 9, 10, 11, 12, just as a pep talk and a heads up. Do you see triangles? That means you are going to have to draw them. Okay, a triangle has 3 sides. You can do it. It doesn't need to be to scale or anything. Just draw 2 triangles. Just draw 2 things that look triangle-y, and we're going to label stuff. We're not going to get out like a protractor and measure anything. Okay. So what's our first triangle called? Okay. It doesn't matter where you put the X, Y, Z, but when you put the other letters for the other ones, which is J, I, K, you want to make them match up. Okay. So if I put X at the top, then what do I want to put at the top of this one? J, so it doesn't matter where you put them, but make them correspond, okay? So if I put Y down here, then I want to put I in the same place in the other one. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so then this is Z, and so then the other one is K. Okay, perfect. Doesn't matter where they go, but you want to make them match up. Now let's fill some stuff in. The measure, again, that M means measure. The measure of angle X is 87. So let's go plug in 87 there. The measure of angle Y is 26. Ooh, so hold on. Before I even read anything else, if I have that as 87 and that's 26, what can I do to get the other one? Because I think we're probably going to need it. Add them subtract from 180. Let me just type that in. We'll do that really quick. 87 plus 26, subtract it from 180. I got 67. Anyway, I would just stop and do that right away because then you have that. And then it says, find the measure of angle K. So K is the one that we are missing. What is K going to equal? Yeah, 67, because they match up. So 67 degrees is our answer. Sweet. Again, if there aren't triangles, you have to draw them. A triangle has 3 sides. I'm not asking you to draw something super complicated. All right, this is going good. All right, question 10. Draw yourself 2 triangles. They don't have to be pretty or perfect. They just have to have 3 sides. That's all. I'm not going to talk you through step-by-step labeling them again. Just when you label them, make them match up. So like, or actually, aren't the letters the exact same as the one we just did? Yeah, so X corresponds with J, Y corresponds with I, and Z corresponds with K. So again, just make them correspond so that it makes sense to you. And then we're going to fill in the stuff they gave us. Now, this time they gave us sides. They have 2 letters. XY is 11x plus 9. So that's going to go right here for side XY. You want to put the sides outside of the triangle. IK, so that's going to be in this triangle, is 4x minus 1. And let's see, JI, so that's this one, is 5x plus 63. So they gave us some extra information that we actually don't need. Which one of those is extra? We do not need it. Yeah, this 4x plus 1 is extra. We don't need that. Okay, what are we going to do with these 2? Yep, set them equal. It's going to be 11x plus 9 equals 5x plus 63. For the sake of time, and because I already made you solve a whole bunch of equations, I'll put this one in the calculator, but you guys tell me how to type it. What's going to go in the first little box? 11x plus, what was it, 9? And then in the second one, 5x plus 63. Cool. And I'll click on the intersection. Just for the sake of time, and because I already made you solve a bunch of equations, we'll just get this one real quick. I feel like I already made you practice your algebra. All right, I got x equals 9. I just clicked on the intersection. Are we done, or did they ask for something else? Yes, we are not finished. All right. They want JI, which is this one right here. So what can I now put in the calculator to get that answer? Yeah, 5 times 9, good, plus 63. So let me type that in real quick. 5 times 9 plus 63. I got 108. So just make sure you read the directions. Right? 2 more. Hang in there. This is going good, though. I'm happy with this. Triangles and stuff. All right, draw yourself 2 triangles, and then we're going to label them. So again, they don't need to be pretty or perfect. They just need to have 3 sets. And when you label them, make your corresponding parts correspond. So like in my first triangle, if I put D up at the top, what should I put up at the top for the other one? P. Good. Okay. And then I'm going to put E down here. That matches up with Q. And then F over here matches up with R. So just make them match up. If you're in charge of drawing it, don't twist one of the triangles. Like, just make it match up. All right, so let's plug in all the stuff that they gave us. D is 20. Angle D is 20 degrees. E is 8x plus 3. And F is 5x plus 7. What is measure of angle Q? First thing we're going to have to do is find X. And I will put this one in the calculator. We'll just write out the setup and then I'll put it in the calculator. What are you going to do with these 3 things? We're going to add them and set them equal to 180. Perfect. Okay, write out the setup. I'll put it in the calculator, but at least write the setup. 20 plus 8x plus 3 plus 5x plus 7 equals 180. I don't even have room to work that out, so I'm definitely going to put that one in the calculator. So I'm going to put all that stuff in the first little box. If I just type 180, it won't work. I have to put y equals 180. So y equals 180. Let me zoom out. All right, I got x equals, oh, I typed something wrong because I got a decimal. What is it? 20 plus 8x plus 3 plus Oh, I did a copy error. I got a decimal, so I knew something was wrong. It's not 8x plus 3. What is it? I copied it wrong. It's minus 3. You know what? I'm actually kind of happy that happened because I'm modeling for you how I went, oh, whoops, I messed that up. I went back and I read the question again and I found my mistake and I fixed it. Did you see how I did that? I was like, oh, whoops, this isn't right. I reread the question. I saw that that was a negative, not a positive, and now I'm going to fix it. So let me make that a minus 3, and now it's going to work. Okay, cool. Back on track. I got x equals 12. That's not what they asked for. They asked for what? Angle Q. Q corresponds with which one over here? E. So what can I type in my calculator to get like the final answer? Q matches up with E, so 8 times 12 minus 3. Perfect. And I got 93 degrees is our answer. It was almost a right angle. All right, one more. We're going to draw our 2 triangles and label them. Yeah, of course. All right, so if I put L at the top for this triangle, what should I put at the top for the other one? Q. Again, you are in charge, so make it match up. If I put M down here, that should match up with, oh, M. That's weird. And then O matches up with O. The triangles should probably be touching in some way, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you can match up the corresponding parts, then you're good. It's probably a situation where like the triangles share a side, but I'm not really worried about that. All right, LM is 6a minus 11. So that's going to go right here. All right, MO is 4a plus 15. And actually, I can put that on both of them. I'm not sure where I'm headed here, so I just wrote it on both. Again, the triangles should be like mashed together, but I didn't draw it that way. So, all right, and then QM is 2a plus 37. So actually, part of that we don't need. What is the part that we actually don't need at all? Yeah, you don't even really need that. That was like extra information. These two are corresponding, so we're going to set them equal. So 6a minus 11 equals 2a plus 37. And I'll go ahead and type that in for us. In the first little box, oh, if I type 6a minus 11 and 2a plus 37, it's not going to work. Do you know what I'm going to have to type? Yeah, x. So if I do 6x minus 11 and then 2x plus 37, then it'll work. If you type a, nothing's going to show up. All right, so click on the intersection. I got 12. Are we done, or did they ask for something else? We're done. Yay. It says find A, but just make sure you read the directions. Okay. Oops.